Welcome to a beautiful night here in Los Angeles, California, where the Los Angeles Clippers will be hosting the New York Knicks, a coast-to-coast NBA battle. Welcome. And the Clippers out in transition early. You heard Courtney Lee talk about that, a big problem in their first matchup. Fish.
So, they started off pretty well. Then they got hit with a couple injuries. They got all the guys back now, but they still don't have that playoff rhythm.
Carmelo Anthony and Courtney Lee foul on the inside. It's funny, Shaq, you mentioned the house stick, but he has shown some flashes. He's got an interesting offseason as J.J. Redick continues what he does, and that score in the first quarter.
And another thing to look for, guys, will be, Kristaps, as Rose gets to the rim there. Kristaps not fronting Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan. Last season in my second year, Griffin gets to the rim. My second year, we run it heavily, but there were still some things that we tried to add. Offense is not very complicated, and I think the triangle sometimes is.
Players are resistant to it.
Well, that's because you were in the post, Lisa, and you touched it every time.
Blake Griffin from deep.
Chris Paul out of the post.
He's been doing that for years. Turn around.
Like we talked about, Blake Griffin's ability to make the three-point shot or transition shots as Rose gets to the rim. But
that's the old Derrick Rose right there.
A lot of teams' pace comes from multiple shooters on the floor. So they're shooting quick shots in transition, not just playing fast. And the Clippers, in particular, with their starting lineup with Griffin and Jordan.
But Griffin able to collect the offensive rebound.
And Doc Rivers talked pregame about how fortunate they are as a team for Blake Griffin to be able to stay on the floor when teams try and go small. Against the Warriors, the Spurs, if they go small. Other teams, the Houston Rockets, if they go small.
Because, he doesn't have the physical ability to keep those guys out. So
pours in his 10th point, and J.J. Redick off the screen, able to knock that one down.
Looking like my man Mike Penberthy.
Yeah, JJ's movement in the Clippers offense currently, reminds me of.
Let me handle this one, right side, out in transition. CP3 ahead to Blake, left hand.
Like that, high percentage shot, run the court. Express at the last 6 minutes. There was a lack of focus. Oh, great pass right there. CP3 to DeAndre Jordan. But he wants him to close out, especially.
Melo left side pull up. That's going to go.
One of the deepest teams. I think we have to be that for this team for us to go far.
I see you take some bumps and bruises. You can come off pitch, your knees bleeding. How's it going out there for you?
I told you, it's just another day for the life of him.
Makes his way to left side. Plenty of room for Porzingis to knock that down. And he's got 12 points on 6 of 10.
I know the Knicks are not making the playoffs, but
Lob City. But the combination of talent, size, skill, but the most important part that is coming from their daily habits and the work that they're doing. I know
of potential still there in Porzingis, making strides this season. Blake Griffin teeing up a three from the left side.
Taking perimeter shots is huge for the Clippers offensively.
That's one guy this year who has really shot it well. Chris Paul having a career year from the three-point line. Splits the high pick and roll, gets the switch now. And he'll work on Hernan Gomez. Three on the way. That's good.
He's feeling it. Took his time. Had the big guy one-on-one.
Rose to the paint.
This year they've had a really good season. My man Scott Brooks in Washington with the Wizards. And stay in New York and be one of the 1, 2, 3 main guys. So it'll be an interesting decision for him as a free agent.
You have to know your position, you have to know where to be, and you have to want to do it. And something that you want to do and tell everybody to get out the way. But, with the triangle, you get it. If Derek Fisher cuts back door, get him an easy basket.
When Phil Jackson came in 99, 2000, Shaq, myself, Kobe, we have been here since 1996.
Chris Paul hit him with that Ginobili. Porzingis went to guard around, he hit him with that sham guard Ginobili. Sorry to cut you off, defense.
No, all good, but we had been here a few years. James Humes and Chris Paul. It's time for Quick to Rebound, presented by Chocolate Milk, Shaq. Chocolate Milk.
Okay, Derrick Stottle.
And Chris Paul, the president of the Players Association, talking to all of his guys and not just explaining what he wants done out on the court, but going out and leading by example. Chris is literally a coach on the floor, hold it all together, and it's been tough to keep a group of guys in the same place for the Knicks.
And in this one, Doc's got to be happy with the way they took care of business against this New York Knicks team that is struggling to finish off their campaign.